And I wish to welcome you to this basic training course, which starts today and goes right down to Friday the 10th. And like I said before, you're in for a real treat. You see how we started off this morning. That should get you in the mood to know what is coming next. None of us, when we began 2020, I am sure all of us had a whole lot of plans and programs and things that we were going to do this year. None of it involved what we're seeing now. Look at us in here in our mask. Look at us practicing social distancing. So this COVID-19 has changed the dynamics of our world, has caused us now to not, even though we want to be close, we have to pull back. And so many things have changed. Very, very early when this pandemic was announced, immigration from around the middle to the end of January, all of you can attest to it, that we made sure that you had your hand sanitizers, that we made sure you had your mask, and that you had your gloves. And we kept reinforcing the need for the social distancing, the need to practice good hygiene. You see how closely we had to work with the health department in ensuring that passengers coming in had to be screened. And especially when we paid quite a lot of attention first with the passengers coming out of Asia, and then Europe, and finally the United States. We see today that we are no better off in terms of the numbers with respect to the COVID-19. We see them climbing instead of that drastic turn, downward turn that was anticipated before there was another spike. We see that it just keeps rising. So how long are we going to be in this state of affair? None of us know. And so you came in at a critical time in the organization. You're part of the history that will be written in terms of how did we roll out the new norm for going forward with respect to immigration. Because a lot of what we now have to practice it's not going to be, you're just right for it. Okay, and so you came in. We told you during orientation with Mrs. Huggins, the consultant, she told you you're coming in at a time when you're going to the airport is going to be so busy that every time you look up, you're just going to see the floor flooded with persons coming in, especially on a Saturday, which used to be our very busiest day, and some of you got to experience it before the airport was closed down, and you suffer yourselves the pressure that we spoke to you about, and a lot of you rose to the occasion, and I want to say thank you publicly for those of you who stood the course, those of you who volunteered to work on a Saturday even though it was your rest day, and you gave up yourselves for it, and then all of a sudden we saw planes coming and only 5 persons coming off and 10 persons coming off, and eventually they stopped coming. And here we are now conducting this training because we anticipate that very shortly, and very shortly could mean next month or the month after that, our airports must reopen, our ports must reopen. We don't know when, but we know that they would have to reopen. And we see the soft opening, the first phase of it, where we see our returning nationals coming in slowly but surely. And as we know, the protocol is that they come in and they must be placed in quarantine so that after the 14 days they're tested, and as long as they're good, they're allowed to go and be with their families. So everything for us has changed dramatically. So I want you all to know that you're in for a lot of information will be passed during this week. I want you to pay attention to it. You are going to hear that you are the gatekeepers of the Federation. What does a gatekeeper do? You let people in, but you must not just let in any and anybody. you must ensure that the people that you open the door to and you welcome in, that they're good people, that they're bona fide people, that, as Mr. Jeffers said, that their travel documents are telling you a story as to the person who is standing before you. You're going to learn about interview techniques. We have to know how to deal with the people who we interact with on a daily basis. We are the face of our nation. When people come in, we are the first persons that they see when they come through that door. How do we treat people and what do we expect? How can we make persons, especially visitors, want to come back to our shore? And so, again, I just want to say welcome. Let us make the occasion really interactive, not just sit there and just ask questions, be a part of what is going on, make it interesting, make it exciting. And with that, I want to say again, a warm welcome to all of you, and God bless you. Thank you.